Sigamos. Porque me veo oscuro. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde fue que lo dije la otra vez? Ah, ya me acuerdo. ¿Dónde es esto? Ah, ya me acordé. Por acá. Ah, verdad, ya me acordé por qué quise volver para atrás. Ya me acordé por qué. Quiero sacar un logro. ¿Cómo era para agarrar?
Freeze. No. If you're going to shoot.
Ah, disparo mejor. Limpiando las esquinas como el balo. ¿Dónde es que era? Es que quiero hacer algo para sacar el logro. Era aquí abajo, creo. Sí, era acá, creo. No, no era acá. No era aquí. Aquí era. Solo por el logro.
This reminds me of when we first met.
I was the one inside the locker that time. We're equal now, huh?
Not unless I wet my pants.
That's a low blow, Snake.
Le tiré a la pelada que el se me iba. Se me iba. En el otro.
You can also hide enemies you...
Sí, no era.
You can also hide enemies...
Que suene.
Push the action button once more to get out of the locker. You can...
Esa es una partida nueva. Ya, vamos a algo. ¿Qué es ahí? Sigamos. Sí, que me dio calor. Luego estiro. Así. ¿Voy a esconder acá? Escuchando, así que. Soy ese. Ojo.
the stern hatch. The lift is also under our control. Sir, the Marine Commander has started his speech already. All communications to the hulls have been severed. No one is aware of our presence.
Let no one down into the holes until we are out.
Yes, sir. We will secure your exit with our lives if necessary.
There is one more thing.
Yes, sir.
My daughter, keep her safe.
Hasta
Yes,
el
sir.
Gurlukovich, algo así. ¿O no?
Who goes there?
Quiere ir a pillarme la ración.
Who goes there? Oh, Shalashaska. Why are you here? We thought you were with the Colonel. What the?
The Colonel will be joining you soon, comrade.
Snake, are you in yet? Have you made it to the holds?
It's taking longer than I expected. We've already passed the Verrazano Bridge.
All right, we'll use another recovery point.
They may be planning to change course.
What?
The exits to the deck are all sealed.
What are they planning?
If they get Metal Gear, we're going right off the fringe.
You're all familiar with the Shadow Moses.
The men down here are definitely Marines.
The current state of nuclear.
If the deck is sealed off, they have no way of knowing that the ship's been taken over.
I'm not interested in fighting these guys. The weapons won't do me much good here.
Can you see Metal Gear?
No. I'll have to go around to the bow. They have some serious defenses here. I doubt the recent arrivals want to blast their way through the Marines either.
Wonder where they're headed.
I
Okay, Snake. Let's go over this one more time. Use this camera to get photographic evidence of the Metal Gear prototype. Now do your thing and take pictures that speak louder than the government's plausible denials. We need 4 shots. Metal Gear from the front right, and front left, and a close-up of the Marine Corps marking.
Marking?
There should be a Marine's insignia on the body of Metal Gear. Just let someone try explaining away a clear shot of that.
All right.
There's actually one little thing.
Just spit it out. I'm used to things going wrong.
It looks like someone's monitoring our transmission.
Who?
I don't have a clue. All they're doing is watching. It would creep me out less if they tried to interfere with our communications.
Could it have something to do with that cipher we saw?
Maybe. I've switched the encryption protocol for our burst transmission for now. What I want to do is use a different method for sending these photos, just in case.
Instead of using the codec?
Exactly. There's a workstation in the southeast corner of the block where Metal Gear is housed. I've made arrangements so that you can send the pictures from the machine.
Arrangements?
I hitched a ride on Link 16 into US military's proprietary network. Managed to get into that workstation and overwrote a part of the system software so I could remote install a little app I wrote.
Why bother with anything that complicated?
No, it's pretty simple, really. Look, all you have to do is stand in front of the machine and push the action button. The app will automatically launch and download the image data from the camera, split the files, and encrypt them individually. The data packets can then masquerade as...
Okay. So all I have to do is push the action button in front of the computer once I have the pictures, right?
Well, sure, if you put it that way. And one more thing. The Commandant's already begun his speech, but you need to get the pictures before he's done talking. Otherwise, they'll spot you, okay?
How much time do I have?
I hacked into his personal files and took a look at the text of that speech. I'd say you have 7 more minutes. Longer if he throws in a joke or two.
A 7-minute time limit, huh?
Remember, Snake, just the photos, okay?
With these kinds of odds, I won't be making any sudden moves. But that doesn't mean we can just let Metal Gear be hijacked.
Okay, but first the photos.
All right, we'll deal with the rest when we get there.
Stay low.
We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure to these pirated weapons forces. The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal Gear. With Ray, the hundreds, if not thousands, of Metal Gears that exist all over the world are no longer a threat. The blind rush to nuclear proliferation will be contained, and it will be the Marine Corps and our Ray that will accomplish this. At the moment, every industrialized nation on the globe knows the specifications for Metal Gear. Worse yet, so do a number of rogue states. They are all working on deploying their own Metal Gear to compete with the U.S.'s nuclear strike capability. The world is about to see a swarm of these Metal Gear derivatives. Some say that the strategic importance of aircraft carriers will be reduced by the completion of Ray. The opposition from the Navy is an undeniable fact. There is a lot of pressure from Navy brass, especially those with submarine and air background. Not to mention interference from a major player. But this project is vital to the Marine Corps. The enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think, gentlemen. Always bear that in mind. This weapon will render all other Metal Gears obsolete. Nations building up their own Metal Gear force will think twice about their nuclear strategy in the light of the military dominance spelled out by Ray. The shift in the balance of power will mean a new world order, and we, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs. Ours is not the only military project will not succeed. I have a daughter. It is my greatest wish never to have her or her children experience the horror of nuclear war. As a father, I want to leave a better world for the future generation. As a soldier, I know that is my duty. Metal Gear Ray is amphibious, unlike the Army's Rex. It can cruise deep underwater, move in undetected, and make its landing on any shoreline. Its onboard Joint Tactical Information Distribution System identifies targets with unerring accuracy and takes them out with massive firepower. It is the ultimate weapon, and it is yours to guard. I'd like you all to think about what that means. This turned out to be longer than expected. At ease. Rest a little.
Se bugueó la cámara. Sí.
To move on, this new model of Metal Gear is codenamed Ray, after the great Manta Ray. Our Ray has a sting that nature never gave the Manta. With this latest Metal Gear, we can rule the sea and land as we never have before.
¿Dónde queda la foto?
George Sears surrendered his presidency in the aftermath of Shadow Moses. The official reason given did not, of course, include the development of Metal Gear Rex and next-generation nuclear warheads. But even you will have heard rumors that he was forced to resign after the failed cover-up costed his influence in the political community. We have intelligence that there are anti-nuclear terrorists planning to target the ship.
Forget about it.
Intruder to the right!
Puta, me pillaron. Me pillaron. Ah, vida cinemática.
Snake, respond! Snake! Snake!
Me enteré la interfaz del 1.
Its onboard
No me acordaba de eso.
information distribution system identifies targets with unerring accuracy and takes them out with massive firepower. It is the ultimate weapon, and it is yours to guard. I'd like you all to think about what that means. This new model of Metal Gear is codenamed Ray, after the great Manta Ray. Our Ray has a sting that nature never gave the Manta. With this latest Metal Gear, we can rule the sea and land as we never have before.
Creo que justo en la foto en el cambio. Algo así.
George Sears surrendered his
¿Cuál tomé?
presidency in the aftermath of Shadow Moses. The official reason given did not, of course, include the development of Metal Gear
No sé si estoy bien.
next generation nuclear warheads.
¿Me puedo dar la vuelta aquí o no? Uy, la gaso que pegó el juego.
You must be Terrence.
Nah, imposible, no puedo pasar.
Do a little stretching, shall we?
Ah, sí, sí puedo. Si podía por abajo ahí en la caja. Puta que soy. Ya, esto ya lo vi.
Snake, respond.
Pero la foto.
Snake.
¿Tomó la foto que quería tomar o no? ¿La agarró?
Its onboard joint tactical information distribution system identifies targets with
Sí,
unerring
parece que sí.
accuracy and takes them out with massive firepower. It is the ultimate weapon.
Wow, que se pasara así.
Like you all to think about what that means.
Que quiero alcanzar a sacarle la foto a eso. Y ahí después avanzar.
This new model of metal
Voy a sacarle al frente, a la derecha y al este del Marines.
thing that nature never gave the Manta. With this latest Metal Gear, we can roam the sea and land as we never have before.
Porque se corta. ¿En qué segundo es era el que tengo el que darle el clic? 1. Cuando se quede quieta. 1. Ahora.
George Sears surrendered his presidency in the aftermath of Shadow Moses. The official reason given,
Qué horrible.
of course, include the development of Metal Gear Rex and next generation nuclear warheads.
Loco, en otra partida la hago. Calma.
Forget about it.
You must be Terrence. Let's do a little stretching, shall we? Right. Front. Down. Right. Front. Left. Down. Let's continue. The Metal Gear Rex development on Shadow Moses was supposedly the first preparatory measure taken against the future possibility of introducing the first system. NSB technology leaked to automation would make that contingency likely. But if this theory is correct, it means that there was a calculated intent to cash in on this opportunity by specific interests within the military-industrial complex. We are here today to flush out and rid our country of these corrupting forces. That is our mission.
Creo que lo troleé.
In mind. It is an undeniable fact that there is a force at work in our government and within the military, seeking to control national
Playlist.
affairs to suit. You're all familiar with the Shadow Moses incident during the Sears administration. The current state of nuclear proliferation is a direct result of that event.
Metal Gear.
This exercise is but a first step towards that goal. The future of the
Un spray.
So, any codec moments from you, Snake? The first image is... Oh, I don't think we can use this. Okay, what am I seeing now? I'm sorry, you need to take another one. Next up is... Huh, it needs to be a little more clear. What we need is top-notch quality here. Okay, last one's coming up. You're on a mission here, remember? We need 4 images. One from the front right, the front, and the front left, and a close-up of the Marines marking on the prototype. Get the prototype on camera.
Country rests with you tonight. The proliferation and development of Metal Gear technology are about to render agreements like the NPT and START obsolete. There are also forces at work trying to exploit this disturbing trend to further their own power and influence. The human race is about to slide back into the endless arms race of that last century.
Good.
We cannot afford to play that Russian roulette again. The Metal Gear Ray you see is here to prevent that possibility. This Metal Gear Ray is a prototype designed to be operated by an onboard pilot. In its final form, Ray will be unmanned, driven by tele-existence and an autonomous control system. The importance of next-generation technologies such as C4ISR and RMA in battle situations has been discussed time and again, but Ray is the first to deploy it so fully. With Ray's completion, the Marine Corps will lead the way for a new age of military tactics. Your necks must be stiff by now. Time for some more stretches.
Good.
Right. Down. Getting back to the topic.
La troleé, weón.
Snake, respond! Snake! Snake!
This exercise is but a first step towards that goal. The future of the country rests with you tonight. The proliferation and development of Metal Gear technology are about to render agreements like the NPT and START obsolete. There are also forces at work trying to exploit this disturbing trend to further their own power and influence. The human race is about to slide back into the endless arms race of that last century. We cannot afford to play that Russian roulette again. The Metal
Ah, se me pega todo. Estaba llorando.
Gear Ray you see is here to prevent that possibility. It is an undeniable fact that there is a force at work in our government and within the military, seeking to control national affairs to suit its own interests. Metal Gear Ray bears the burden of confronting this party,
No me veas.
thwarting their plans and guiding this nation back to its original path.
¿Por qué no veo mis mensajes en el chat? ¿Cómo eso? A ver, escribe. ¿Pero el chat en pantalla o cómo?
I seem to be repeating myself. Chalk it up to old age. This
¿Deben salir, pues? Ah, Twitch. Tipo que salen en el chat.
Okay, I'm receiving the images. The first one I'm seeing is... Okay, that's good. The shot from the right is in the bag. The next one's... This is great. The Marines lettering shows up really well. The next image is... You're a pretty good photographer. We can definitely use this left shot. The next image is... We have the shot from the right covered already. You didn't need to take another one.
Me retaba.
And the next one is... We only need one good shot of the lettering. Okay, last one's coming up. Okay, this works. It's a great front view. Okay, now we have all the photos.
Las tenemos todas.
Snake, the speech is about to wind up. Forget the photos and get out of there now.
We, the Marines, will lead the charge into a new world order with Metal Gear Ray. That is all. Dismissed.
Excellent speech, my friend.
Mira, ¿qué tenemos aquí?
Gift of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good officer. End of a liar. Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Identify yourself.
I am Shalashaska, also called Revolver Ocelot.
What do you want?
This machine will be quite useful.
What are you planning to do? Steal this thing?
Steal?
Se me pegó todo, no.
No, I'm taking it back.
Puta, Entel ya se puso troll. Pero tiene que ser la hora que se pone así. Puta, el Twitch.
Nobody move. Understood? This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button.
Aquí no explican de que se puso el brazo del Liquid.
That's right. No one has to die needlessly. the target. Get a move on.
What do you intend to do with Ray? Sell it on the streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Yavin 70, the nuclear research outpost.
Menos ruso para hablar.
Talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
Is there a point to this sad story?
Now you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America. Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian, developed by us.
What do you intend to do?
Russia will rise again. And Ray is the key.
I regret to inform you that I have no intention of selling Metal Gear. As I said, I came to take it back. Yes, returned to the Patriots.
The Lale Lule Lo? How's that possible?
Ocelot, have you sold us out?
I was never in your employ, Gurlukovich.
Are you still in league with Soviets?
No hard feelings, Colonel. Mother Russia can rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War. Metal Gear only has room for one. Gurlukovich, you and your daughter will die here.
Damn you!
Sergei, looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
Traitorous dog!
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake? You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother. No wonder Naomi passed you over for the Fox Dive program. Ouch! Get out of my mind, Liquid! The price of physical prodigy. Few more years and you'll be another dead clone of the old man. Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies. But I live on through this arm!
Liquid's arm.
Takes after all! You're going down, Snake, with this tanker!
Lo veo disparando. ¿Te va mejor el stream ahora o no? Ah, se te pega a rato. Snake! Sí, estáis mal. Bien.
No problems. Proceeding as planned, sir.
No, me ayuda. ¿Por qué? Ya, me tira eso. ¿Por qué no ayuda? No
The location
no hace efecto, ¿no?
discussed.
Puta.
Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course.
Estoy esperando que termine la cinemática para hacer algo. Que no puedo pausar. Ya, me esperáis. Voy a hacer algo. Más voy a quitar la cámara un poco. Solo por el momento. Emergencia, emergencia, emergencia. Ahí vuelvo. Ahí vuelvo. Volvimos. La era de la información, exhibición sobre la gente, información y tecnología que tienen. Los científicos han llevado a mil a cabo con que terminan su consecuencia de la persona contra la guerra mundial. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Y por qué te ponen esto?
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker, crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Calling teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the Big Shell scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the Big Shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
4 members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group, and they have the Big Shell under complete control.
Big Shell.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on Big Shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The president?
Unless the ends are met, the terrorists intend to blow the Big Shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history.
Me hago la ita.
You have 2 mission objectives. 1, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And 2, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part.
Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the back button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the back button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the big shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the
¿Verdad que puedo apretar la R,
protects
no?
against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
Vale, ahora tengo movimiento libre. Creo que había una opción acá que está lleno de bichos y si uno se colocaba la ración acá. Encuentra un piojo de mar en tus raciones. Y uno tiene que ir cambiando para quitárselo. Ya me lo hice. Me tiro el logro de uno. No sé por qué se ralentiza acá el juego. No es que pillaba la... Era por aquí abajo. Arakimi. Oye, no había nada en el agua.
Got your feet wet? These are the basic controls for swimming.
When you're on the surface, you can swim in corresponding directions using the up, down, left, and right movement of the left stick.
Push the punch button to dive down from the
La
surface. Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster.
Change your heading with the left stick. Up will take you up, down takes you lower, left and right to face those directions.
The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds to the amount of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to 0, the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
Quiero pillarme lo que hay abajo. ¿Dónde está? Gafas térmicas. Quiero buscar algo ya que estoy aquí. Ah. No quería hacer eso. O sea que no está la cosa acá.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gerlukovich man.
Gerlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
Y me vola. ¿Qué hice ahí? Sale un mensaje.
Raiden, you should be used to the controls by now. Proceed with your mission. The clock is ticking. Get on the elevator on the far side of this area and get to the upper section of the big shell.
El Snake.
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh.
Use the node to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high. Should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
Bueno. Verdad que aquí había una narración, la había visto. ¿Pero qué va así el juego? No entiendo. Mi nombre. Voy a Rex. Chile.
Good work, Raiden.
The radar should be functioning now?
Remember your VR training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps the terrain as well as the position of enemy personnel. The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it. It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid. It's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful. The Big Shell's layout map should now be available after touching the Start button.
How do I save the mission data?
I've set aside a proprietary frequency for saves, and an analyst to work on the data too.
Jack, is everything all right?
What are you doing here?
Jack, can you hear me?
Rose, you're not supposed to be involved. What's going on?
Jack, I'm a part of this mission.
Colonel, what the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst. She'll be overseeing the data saving and support.
Why her?
The Foxhound analyst that was supposed to take part in this mission was in an accident. Rosemary was brought in as a replacement.
An accident?
And according to the files, she knows you better than anybody else.
Rose may be in the service, but an intelligence analyst is no field officer.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own reasons for selecting her for this mission, soldier.
Colonel, I fail to see...
I know your VR training performance in and out, but sometimes that's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow Moses incident?
You know I covered it in VR.
If there's a crucial tactical detail that case taught us, it was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to fight. My personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose.
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for me to track. His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
Hey, I prefer this to being kept in the dark waiting.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save frequency is 140.96. I just switched frequencies. Jack?
What?
Do you know what day it is tomorrow?
April 30th. Is there something special about it?
Isn't there?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh well. I'll keep trying till I hear the answer. I'm gonna let you go now, Jack. Take care.
Aló.
Allô.
Un abrazo, ¿cómo estás?
Bien.
Mira para el lado.